You hear us talk a lot about creating a stitch book of your brand new Pfaff Creative Icon 2. So you can see how the stitches look and how impressive they are on fabric versus what you see on screen. So not only can you stitch them, but you can also embroider them. There are two ways to do it. I'm going to show you both ways, and all you have to do is take each stitch, create a line, hoop up some fabric and stabilizer, and before you know it, you'll have your stitch book created or embroidered. You have Shape Creator and Sequence Creator. I'm going to talk about both of them, but before we go into the first one, Shape Creator, let's go ahead and select one of the new decorative stitches from the menu, Needle Arts, and menu 3.4. These stitches are the newest ones that were added to the machine. When the stitch comes in, it's probably going to revert to a much smaller hoop size, thinking you're only going to be stitching one of these. So first thing you probably need to do is touch Hoop Options and tell it what hoop you would like to embroider in. So to tell you the truth, a 240 by 150 hoop is 6 inches across and 10 inches tall, approximately. This hoop is optional, but it is a great one because it saves stabilizer, but yet gives us the perfect length that I like to stitch for really exploring how a decorative stitch is going to look once it's repeated multiple times. So let's go ahead and start with that hoop size. Next, with the design selected, let's go into Shape Creator. Now actually, we could make more than just lines. We could put these in circles or other shapes as determined by the shape menus. Okay, but for basics, there is a line option, but you can see you have lots of choices. When it comes up on the line, open up Edit Shape. This will allow you to add the amount of stitches that looks like to you what would fill in. Note, you can make this line longer or shorter, but it will kind of depend on the stitch of kind of really what you're looking for. You can go ahead and add more stitches to the line, but they might start to overlap. So you can kind of fine tune. If it looks good, just touch OK, and you have your first line on your hoop. You can go ahead and move it to the top. Start by picking your next decorative stitch and repeating that same concept. Okay, but let me show you one other thing. This other way of doing it will actually save you the locking stitches that the machine is going to want to put in between each of these repeats. So the best way to do it is actually to come down to Sequence Creator. That's kind of more of like when you do your memories on the sewing side. It does start with these two locking stitches built in. And here's what I like to do. I like to go over to Edit Stitch and delete. So touch the trash can 2 times and it will remove it from the screen. Next, pick your decorative stitch and we'll go to that menu 3, Needle Arts. Pick 3.4 and let's just do let's do the same stitch so you can see the similarities but differences. When it shows on the screen, it comes over here and tells me how big or long that stitch is. It says 28 millimeters. I know that this hoop is 150 millimeters across. So all I need to do is actually come down to the duplicate and watch this number. And I just need to make sure I don't go over 150. If I do, touch the trash can. I'm sitting at 140 millimeters, which is perfect. Touch OK. It will bring the whole length you just made over to the embroidery hoop as one embroidery design. Obviously, I want to rotate it, so Edit Design, touch the rotation option, touch 90 degrees in the middle, and then move it to where you want it to be. So this will be how I would say to bring in your decorative stitches. Deselect, go back to Sequence Creator, delete out those first couple locking stitches, pick your next decorative stitch. So it takes a little time to kind of go back in and do each of these, but it is almost as fast. I will say it's about 50-50. It's kind of fun to be able to set it all up one night and then embroider it tomorrow or something like that. But here I'm adding in, I'm at 146 millimeters, so I know it's going to fit. Bring it on in, do a quick little rotation. If nothing else, you'll get good at working around your machine and being able to get everything to sit correctly. Now, did you see how that's really close to the edge? Remember, if you do set it outside your hoop area, that you can go ahead and bump it in so the edges aren't red, but you have it exactly in where it's going to fit to stitch. So just keep building your hoop, and then when you're ready to stitch it out, you'll have a whole piece of fabric all filled in with your menu of stitches that you're working on. We'll put links at the end of this video to all the videos we've done on the Pfaff Creative Icon 2. There's a whole playlist. We have sewing videos, we have embroidery videos, and we have online courses, which you can find links in the description below if you want to master this machine from beginning to end.